So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayah number 36, وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمٌ. This is a very, very amazing ayah. And when you get to an ayah like وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ, even if you speak very little Arabic, you can pretty much take that ayah apart. You know what it's saying basically. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمٌ. So you're like, oh, that's the easy ayah. Okay, it looks like we'll be done with this in 10 seconds. The amazing thing, again, this is the Quran, is that how this is a complete summary of Iman, faith. This is a complete summary of our deen in this one ayah. So it says, وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ. So first it begins with emphasis, that most definitely, no doubt about the fact. You know, we came across this word inna in our Arabic class, and I told the students, because sometimes, you know, when we read translations, it kind of gets a little peculiar, all right? So we read, and verily. And then you think, what's a verily, right? I don't know no verily, right? So it's confusing. So I explained to them that this is for emphasis. It means no doubt. I actually told them it means for sure, right? So most definitely Allah is Rabbi. So you have the messenger of Allah, you have Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam saying, وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ Rabbi. Most definitely Allah is my Rabb. وَرَبُّكُمْ. And He is your Rabb. He is all of your Rabb as well. Now, first of all, we need to understand what does Rabb mean. And we've talked about this probably numerous times in different lectures, or even previously in these tafsir recordings, tafsir series. But just real quickly in 30 seconds. Rabb, we need to understand the full context of it. It's one of those words that has many, many layers to it. It's kind of like, you know how you keep peeling an onion layer after layer? That's how some words are. They have layer under layer under layer under layer. And when you finally get to the bottom, then you cry. Alright? So, وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ Rabbi. So, Rabb is one of those type of words. It means the one who creates, the one who maintains, the one who sustains, the one who provides, the one who protects, the one who guides. So basically, to summarize, it's not just the one who creates, but the one who creates something and then He takes it from creation to fruition. From creation to fruition. That is the one who is Rabb. Alright? So that is the one who is Rabb. So وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ Rabbi. So that understanding needs to be there. When we say Rabb, we just don't understand what that means. I'm not just saying that Allah is the one who created me. So Isa alayhi salam is not just saying Allah is the one who created me and all of you, but He's saying He's the one who created all of us. And then He literally gave us the ability to grow. He grew us. He sustained us. He maintained us. He provided for us. He protected us. And He continues to guide us. And He continues to do all of those things for us. And He's the same one that will make us transition from this life into the next life. And He's the same one that will continue to take care of us over there. That is the one who is Rabb. And so that automatically makes you reflect on all the blessings of Allah in your life. That I owe my existence to Allah. I owe my health, my physical form, my emotions, my intelligence. Everything that I have in my life that I benefit from, that I enjoy, I owe everything to Allah. There's a natural sense of gratitude at that moment that overtakes a person. You can't help but feel grateful. This is my Rabb. And if that is your Rabb, if He is your Rabb, and He's given you everything that you have, and you truly start to feel a sense of gratitude, you're overcome by gratitude, then what is the consequence of that? فَاعْبُدُوهُ فَاعْبُدُوهُ. So then worship Him. Ibadah. But then again, we know that the word ibadah comes from the same root as the word abd, which means slave. So worship, not just simply worship. Don't just perform a ritual. But the reason why the word ibadah comes from the same root as the word slave is because when you worship in the proper manner, in the proper fashion, with the correct intention, with the right focus, it is a manifestation of the servitude that you feel towards Allah. That if somebody says, I am a slave of Allah, I owe everything to Allah, I've dedicated myself to Allah. But that person does not have the sense or cannot make the commitment to stand up and just simply pray before Allah, then there's something that's not connecting there. There's something that's not connecting. There's a disconnect. Because if he truly felt that way, he would have no problem standing up and worshipping Allah. So when Allah told him, pray Salat al-Fajr in the morning, he'd say, Labbaika wa sa'adayk. I'm ready to go. When he was told, fast for a month in Ramadan, Bismillah, where do I sign up? When he would be told, give charity, all right. To whom and how much? That's it. No questions asked. Because when you feel that sense of gratitude, then it leads you to obedience. It leads you to obedience. I told the students in the daytime class, in the Arabic class, that obedience is a side effect of gratitude. Obedience is a side effect of gratitude. I even told them about a very interesting conversation that I got to witness. It was part of an Islamic Awareness Week program, and there was a sister on the panel, a recent, very, very recent revert. She was speaking and talking about some of the things she'd gone through. She'd literally taken Shahada maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And so somebody asked her about the hijab. She was wearing a hijab. Somebody asked her about it. And she actually opened up. She said, I actually just started wearing it a couple of weeks ago. So for the first few months after I accepted Islam, it was just something that I couldn't come to terms with. And she said, I was a part of dozens of discussions, which turned into arguments, which evolve into debates about whether or not hijab is necessary or not, etc., this and that. I read so many internet forums and articles and all that stuff. And none of it convinced me one way or the other. It just left me more confused. The thing that convinced me that I wanted to wear hijab, that I needed to wear hijab, was gratitude to Allah. And then she went on to talk about some personal tragedies she had just recently experienced and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped her through those personal situations. And she said she was so overcome with gratitude when Allah presented to her such a beautiful, perfect solution to her problems, that at that moment she just said to herself, Allah, you've done so much for me and you continue to do so much for me. I'll do whatever you want me to do. So if that's a hijab, then no problem. Then no problem. So obedience is that side effect of gratitude. And that's it. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ فَاعْبُدُوهُ. So worship Him, enslave yourself to Him, commit yourself to Him, devote and dedicate yourself to Him. هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمٌ. This is the straight path. This is the straight path. And we have so much discussion again about as-sirat al-mustaqim. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. We're going to say it in Salah again. We said it in Maghrib, we're going to say it again in Isha. Alright? So much discussion about it. But here Allah is saying this, right here, this. It's right under your nose. What you just read, the 4 or 5 words that you just read, وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُوهُ هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمٌ. Once you realize how indebted you are to Allah, how infinitely indebted you are to Allah, how infinitely and eternally grateful you are to Allah, and you make that commitment, you come to that realization, I will live my life to please Him, I will live my life in devotion and dedication to Him, that is deen right there.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Quran Weekly. So do yourself a favor, if you benefited from this video, go ahead and like it and share it on your Facebook and Twitter. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, as is narrated in Sahih Muslim, Man sanna fil Islami sunnatan hasana, falahu ajru wa ajru man amala biha, that whoever does something good, inshaAllah ta'ala, and starts it or shares it and other people follow, then he will get the reward that he has, and of course the reward of anyone who followed him in that, inshaAllah. So if someone else benefits from this, you get the same reward as the presenter, inshaAllah, and the same reward as the producer. So go ahead and like it, love it, share it. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.